Hello, beautiful Taurus. Welcome to your reading. Let's dive into right away. This is going to be for the next 2 weeks. We're going to start with your coffee cup, then we're going to dive into your tarot. I see a pathway opening here. I feel like this is a thought right now coming to you. Maybe a travel idea, you're packing maybe, or getting the necessary components together. This can even be something like, even though you don't really like to go on this kind of trips out of nowhere, you want to plan things out. This can be something that is really calling your name. Okay, I see tears of joy at the end of it, and that can be something really coming as an inspiration, which when you travel there, I see another thing, another pathway right here. This looks like a parrot. When we get closer, it looks like a human face. The parrot wearing a parrot's head. Seems like one is going to lead to another path, which is going to open up, maybe bring an opportunity to you. Okay, the parrot can symbolize a communication line opening. If you are in business of this kind of communication, it can also affect it in a positive way. It can be supporting of it. Another thing here is this can be a new friend coming into your life that has really open communication, clear understanding, and maybe in some fields support. Okay, representation. Maybe this is a person who's going to be representing, speaking for you. Right. By the way, if you're new here, this is Divine Light, and if you haven't already, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe, and I'm going to add my email here and in the description box. If you would like to inquire about private readings, go ahead and send me an email. Okay, and let's get back into it. I see a dog's face right here. Looks like a very specific dog, can be like a pit bull. They tend to, okay, I'm not a dog person, and so I don't really know their nature 100%. But from what I have heard, the pit bulls, some of them has a very lovely nature. They're very protective, and I don't know if they require an alpha being in the house, in the environment, in order to obey, or they can snap. Which I read a comment recently, very recently, that their pit bull actually snapped out of nowhere, so they had to give it away. So this can be a person, okay? I'm not saying they're not patient. They can be a very patient person, which can be your nature as well, Taurus, which is you're extremely patient when it comes to people around you, the events of life, the things happening. But this can be a breaking point. But I don't think this pit bull is attacking right now. But I feel like it might be something that can get out of control, especially the second week, okay? So if you are the one feeling that way, that you're on the snapping point, maybe you need to, it doesn't mean that do not express yourself, do not respond to something coming to you, but do not react to it, okay? Keep it under control. That's going to be very important. To be in a situation to actually protect yourself, okay? Because what happens is, instead of responding, when you react to some things, when you lose your cool, basically, you become the one that is guilty in that situation. That's why I feel like you need to keep your cool. Even if you cannot, this, like I said, instead of reacting, you can respond to the person, to the situation coming your way. Before this comes through, I see there are a lot of conversation lines are opening, but these are not really like side by side. These are up and down. This can be like a hierarchy situation. Maybe you're talking to someone on a higher level than you are, or this can be a person talking down at you and you're trying to talk up to them. Like maybe just the balance is off because of not really hierarchy, but the arrogance of someone, okay? That's why maybe you're coming to a breaking point here that you need to be careful about. But I feel like this is going to put you in a situation to make a decision. And the decision is, I see a very strange scene here. I'm going to describe what it is. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Bowling Girl, the other Bowling Girl, Bowling or Boleyn, which those she was a queen. She had her time as a queen. I think it was Henry, one of the Henrys, and I see him here. Okay, wearing a hat. I can see her square, like triangle hat that she was wearing. With the movie with the Natalie Portman, if you have seen it, she was wearing this green and triangle type of hat. So, this is a problematic situation here. Okay, and the story expresses one thing, but when you look at the political situation, there was actually a political setup going on there. You might be the Henry position, you might be the one making a decision that is going to be really cruel at the end of the day, but I feel like if you're the one in the position of this balding girl, and there's a second one as well in the movie. Scarlett Johansson is actually playing that lady, and so I feel like these are all these women underage, mostly kind of like victims here. There might be a person that is actually putting you on the spot, making you the victim, but then making you the perpetrator. Whatever the situation is, I feel here that because I see there's someone who has like a ring or kind of looks like a cuff in their hand, and the cuff is not attached to anything. So if you're feeling stuck, guys, if you're hearing little voices, I know I have too many kitties because it's the summertime and the stray cats keep giving birth. So I'm rescuing these. This is a new addition. He doesn't even have a name yet. He just came this morning. So yeah, he's making all the sounds on the background. So I feel like here you might feel trapped in a situation, but that's not the case. Okay, that's why I went to like the historical records here. Maybe I mean, in her situation, yeah, don't drink that. In her situation, she was trapped. She couldn't get away because she was the queen, and everything happened like in a very short period of time. So she didn't have the chance to defend herself. It wasn't a fair trial. Either way, I feel like here you might have a chance for a fair trial if this is like a communication issue, a relationship issue. You have a chance to do that, but you need to recognize you're not really attached. Like you're not really in the Eight of Swords situation, okay? Another thing I see here, this can be even, I see two people actually like confessing maybe their love to each other if this is a romantic situation that you're in. And if you're feeling like, oh, I'm stuck with this option, seems like there's another person who's ready to confess, who's ready to profess their love to you. And that's why I feel maybe you need to look for other options available rather than getting stuck. You think that you're stuck with one thing, but it might be there's another thing that is waiting for you. The first thing, this can be about also like a contract or a purchase or even like a little, maybe something that you want to buy. You're thinking this is the only option that I have, but it seems like there's another, like a match made in heaven available. If you can look for it, you'll find it. The second week, I see they're too angry, kind of looks like hooligans, the fanatics, the football fans, soccer fans, yelling at his feathers, not the feathers, what is that called? Fur. He's shedding a little bit. So there are two people screaming at you. Maybe that's what you're trying to avoid. You don't want to get into a conflict with two fanatics. And it seems like that's when you're going to snap. You're going to be in a protective mood. He needs to go downstairs because he's being a little too snooping into things. So these hooligans might be the ones that are actually trying to stop you to free yourself. I'm not going to name names or say any people on this one because I feel like here in everyone's life, there is someone who is always opposes to whenever you choose progress in your life or something different than usual. If you are in a relationship or in a situation that is really sucking your soul, but if it's consistent, people usually support the consistency compared to you losing your soul. And I feel like these two very loud people might be the ones that are trying to stop you on your tracks. That's why you're turning into the pit bull. That's why I said instead of maybe just giving them their own medicine, you need to actually say a little bit, okay, see you, but don't care. Like, I'm gonna mind my own business. That's is gonna be the attitude that will be maybe even just, that will elevate you, help you receive what you're desiring. Okay, let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. I see a gentleman here. I don't know if you can see his face right there. Okay, wow, like your kismets are spilling out, guys. So I feel like here something is more out there waiting for you, but you need to reach out. The gentleman can be an authority figure. This desire that you have has some time, but something other than that is going to come forth. The gentleman can be an authority figure, can be an institution, government, a patriarchal system that is coming inside of your space. And I see that it is like much bigger than your scale here. And it seems like this is going to actually give you full support. That's why maybe there's a heart shape here too, so we can interpret this in a way that maybe you're finding new love. And like if you're a male figure watching this, I'm going to interpret that way as well. This can be you entering into a space of someone who's like really aligning with you, that you're going to get along well. Okay, and that space is going to be protected as well. Maybe it's not really you only, like I said, it's not really, I don't want to interpret it one way. If you're the male, you might find like a soulmate here and come together with them. Maybe if you're planning to maybe move out with this person and the family is not supporting, it can be like you're taking a leap of faith and just finding that secure place. Or this can be like really exploring something that is an area that is a territory that's not really familiar. However, it has something that like some sort of like an idea of a joy waiting for you in there. Okay, I see here 3 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles coming and showing when I split up the deck. So we're going to dive into your tarot now. And 3 of Swords is actually a temporary situation that maybe saddened you. But 10 of Pentacles tells me there is a long-term stability coming forward. So like maybe if you don't get the support from those that you have trusted so far, if they don't support you fully, that can be the heartbreak. But then when you have the full-time long-term establishment and structure, that will actually cover all the bases. We have here Knight of, I think it's Knight of Swords, 9 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and Warrior of Swords. Okay, so this is Page of Swords and Knight of Swords. You are on the brink of exploring an idea. The butterflies surrounding her symbolizes that this is actually something that has long been you're thinking about, starting to hatch now, okay? And starting to come outside of the cocoon. 9 of Wands tells me, yes, it's just fixed, like aligns with the cup here. Some people are not gonna like that you have boundaries now, or you're minding your own business now, and they might not enjoy that idea. They might try to attack you somehow, which can cause you to shrink, which is 4 of Pentacles, and you're just shrinking, meaning lose energy, lose sleep over this thing. Maybe you feel the need to defend yourself, prepare for something coming forward. That's why maybe you're going to start hoarding things. Or another interpretation of 4 of Pentacles is like when you overspend things, because it's the same thing, like a hoarding, meaning keeping everything that you have inside your house and not really getting rid of the things if you're even not using it, but also going out there for toilet paper shopping, okay, getting like thousands of toilet paper, which happened, and that's like the nearest example that happened 6 years ago. That's why I gave that example here. Either way, it's the same energy, guys. Even though it seems like two opposite things, it's the same energy. It's about shrinking your light here. Knight of Swords coming here. Knight of Swords is actually fast, quick solutions and revelations. Also, we see the original tarot Knight of Swords actually goes against the wind rather fast. Doesn't matter which way the wind blows. It seems like if you are determined, you have an idea, you're protecting it. Maybe you're afraid a little bit that it's not gonna be supported. Maybe materially, the world is not gonna support it. But if you still keep going with the Knight of Swords energy, it seems like the things are gonna start to work out. Okay, we have here Four of Swords. Four of Swords symbolizes when the idea comes in, sleeping on it. Okay, not really rushing into making it happen, which you don't usually do that. However, in this case, I feel like Four of Swords symbolizes maybe like meditation, prayer. If you do have that kind of like a practice of meditation, prayer, contemplation, and journaling, like something to connect with a higher power rather than just connecting to your logical mind. Okay, and that higher power is going to, I feel like you see the lamb has like a light sun on the third eye. It is going to start to bring you some insights about what to do and how the things can play out. We have Five of Wands, Nine of Wands energy is coming. You're defending your territory because the area that you might want to step in, you're planning to step in, might have some conflict and competition in it. Okay, this can even be, like I said, maybe a family environment. You are doing something against the known rule. They can go ahead and say, you know what, you shouldn't do that, or who do you think you are to do better than us? Can happen. Why not? And it seems like here you need to really have a strong boundary when this comes forth. Okay, I feel like for some of you, maybe if you're gaining something with a new idea, this is actually increasing some material things in your life. Some people might want to reach and take a portion of it. That's also another thing that you draw. It doesn't mean like not paying tax. I'm not talking about the necessary stuff. I'm talking about, oh, okay, we need this, so you need to support us with that. Okay, because I sometimes like read this kind of weird stories online. People's families come out with the weirdest excuses, weirdest expenses, and tell them like, oh, you need to pay for that. I never experienced such a thing, but it's out there. So this is basically telling you, just draw your line and do not let another one cross it. Four of Pentacles is a temporary period. The world is actually a completion of a situation here, coming to the end of the Fool's journey. So if the Four of Pentacles, like I said, it can be hoarding, it can be overspending, it can be spending your energy not with a wise way. Maybe you have done, that was your solution so far to deal with the situation, maybe emotionally, but it seems like that's coming to an end. A world is a completion of a cycle, and it's time to have the intention, make the decision. Decisions are the most I read somewhere, decisions are portals, guys. They actually get you through where you are to the dimension that you want to live in, which is going to bring an end to this actually like tight situation, this maybe financial, restraint, if you have any. And the warrior of, I said here, Warrior of Swords, which is a Knight of Swords. This is you, even the wind blows against you, finding your way and really fast, finding your solution, getting towards the desired outcome. Two of Wands tells you here that, okay, if you have a specific outcome in your mind, you better start planning for it. Two of Wands, I see in my own mind's eye when I see this card, is just grabbing pen and paper and like writing down bullet points and like making an itinerary, or if you're planning for travel, or making a to-do list, or writing down your 5-year vision, for example, where you want to be in the 5 years, and then turning that into bite-sized to-do list, daily things. Okay, and when you have that plan, what happens is your mind automatically follows it without you even checking the paper again. It just starts to follow it. But yeah, daily plan, daily program that needs to be actually made day by day, or you can make a weekly program and follow that, which is actually the Warrior of Swords telling me that you're gonna have like a system. Another thing with this swords energy, it's logic, it's system, it's analyzing, having an analytic mind, and finding the right solution and the outcome. Okay, your mind is going to deliver that. Let's pull your oracle now, see what that one is going to deliver. Which at the end of the world, an important end, a new beginning. Which at the end of the world, I'm going to interpret here witches and wizards as like the ones that, like the magician, creates something out of, I'm not going to say out of nothing, because we all have like an energy exchange. The world rule is actually exchanging energy. This can be even a thought you're putting out there coming back as another thing to you, or a material outcome to you. So your thoughts are very important at this time. We are going through still the Lionsgate portal, and on the 12th we're going to have a solar eclipse. It's another great time to manifest your desires. Whatever your mind is focusing on, these energies are so potent, guys. They can attract great things into your life if you're focused on the greatness. Okay, that's why there's an important end coming. This can be also, like I said, there's a situation you are finalizing, and that's going to open up the door for the new beginning. Let's see what your intuitive life coaching oracle is going to say about this one. Here we have natural born leader. Okay, you were born to lead others. It's a part of your life's path, and this is coming forward right now after the 501s. It seems like some people might not really accept that right away because it can be intimidating. Your power might be a little bit, intimidating for them. However, I feel like you have a gentle attitude. Either way, you'll find a way to manage the unmanageable as well. Okay, just need to embrace that part of yourself. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add more videos on the screen. Go ahead and click on them. And if you haven't already, give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe. And I wish you all a magical day. Bye.